G'day guys, it's the 2nd. No, it's the 1st of February. Okay, it's the 1st of February, 2021. I said I was going to stream in the weekend, my weekend, but didn't get a chance to. I'm actually even more behind now. Whew. But those things happen. So let's finish this thing off today, shall we? Yeah. I think it's probably best to do that. Where am I gonna begin? Where will I begin? Let's do effects. Glow. G'day, man. Let's do this. It's a bit much, maybe. That could work. How about we actually try something lighter than that? Okay, let's do that one first. Base, and then we'll do a glow above that. Ouch. I'll do a glow. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. To be honest, I don't really remember much of the weekend. I know it was, my brain was kind of, I'd say a good 60%. So, work was slow. Progress was made, but I'm still behind. But that's fine, because I was pretty much aware of that. But yeah, progress was made, and that's really all I can, ask for. What else did I do in the weekend? Actually, to be honest, I don't really remember. I attempted work, which didn't really succeed. It did, halfway. Yesterday was kind of lack of progress, really. I did mainly what is it, research, essentially. Yesterday was made up of. Kind of hate that sometimes, where I'm like, and I know it's for the project, so it's a good thing, that I'm like looking up references and of locations, and then I think about it, I'm like, how exact do I have to be with the references or the backgrounds? And I know it's like I'm picking actual locations like that exist, but how close, how exact do those things have to be? So I think I'm a little behind, so I got to finish off yesterday's work today, and then hopefully get what I'm supposed to do today done today. We'll see how that goes. At this point, it doesn't even matter. I'm going to be eating into those Sunday work, I guess break days. But the thing is, one thing I've noticed is that while I did assign a bunch of Sundays as breaks, I am just like spreading it out almost, and like on some days I'm taking it a little easier, if that makes sense. So that way, on those break days, I will be taking it easier, but still doing stuff. So I'm still kind of finding a footing. It's some days are just, some pages are easier than others, which is, the way it's going to be. Whereas some just take more out of me. Like mentally, there's just much more going on. And the current one that I'm working on is just, it's only 3 panels, so it's a bit weird, but there's just so much going on in it, in a way. Like I have to do a bunch of there's a bunch of establishing, like there's two primary establishing shots, and those are based off of actual locations, like and I kind of have no choice but to like copy. I'm like, because it's an actual location. I can't make it up. It exists, so I'm copying it essentially. like loosely copying it because, you know, and I'm thinking I'm going to stylize it a little bit. I mean, I've got no choice in the end of the day. It's like finding a way to progress is kind of the goal. I think the goal at this point is just to get it done. And to be happy and to be content with, you know, the results of what it's going to be. So whether or not it's going to be, you know, like I'll definitely have at least 2 days off of this month. At least. Let me look at my calendar actually. Calendar. Yeah, I've gone to the point where I've actually made up a calendar, like a setup. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, do I have to move it that day? I do. Shit. Okay. So I'm working this weekend, this coming weekend. I'm up to inks. Good thing about inks, I gotta say, is I can kind of it's not that I'm necessarily on autopilot. I just don't have to think as hard. It's cleanup, and that's where I, you know, apply all the details, all the necessary details. But my brain doesn't have to work as hard, thankfully. It's the pencils that I have to, you know, put more into it because pencils are what makes up the actual thing, you know. So that's the way it is. Hopefully everyone's weekend is good so far, because I know it's still a Sunday for most people, if I'm correct. Let's get this done then. Highlight. No, not highlight, multiply. Alright, blue, nope, let's do gray or brown. Brown, oh, yeah. That's not bad, actually. Yeah, fine, fuck it. Glow. Let's do the glow like this. It's good 50. Yeah, that might be too much. Okay, that's February already. Crazy. Crazy. Alright, let's darken that one. Let's begin. Let's go. I gotta say though, it's definitely smart of me to actually write out a schedule for myself, because at least that way I know how far I am, or I know what days are needed to get things done. So yeah, it's fine. Let's actually begin this shit. Lights up there, so it's kind of hitting there. That's secondary, I assume. Secondary will be there, and then that's the main one. Alright. Now that it's February, I can order pizza this week. Will it be today? Will I blow that load and just get it today? Do I save it for sometime this week? Maybe Friday? Friday's always a nice time to have pizza. I might do that actually. I might wait till Friday. Seeing that it's February, I should probably start messaging Patreon people about their rewards and such. Whether or not they want anything or they want to hold off and do an upgrade next time. Gotta figure out that. See, essentially, that's what those Sunday free days are left for Patreon stuff. Because I don't really have time to do it during the week, because I'm working on comics. So, really, there's no break from art, unless I want to, you know, take a break for lunch or dinner, like I'm catching up with a buddy. But that cuts into a few hours. That's why I really need to, that's why I've been, like, spreading it out in a way and seeing what days and what pages require less effort, I guess, opposed and less concentration. It's probably what I actually should do. I'm going to look through the script again and see what pages I should tackle. Like tackle the easier ones on lighter, like on days where I can afford to, you know, be like have lighter work. And then the ones that I feel would require more focus, I can have those on like their own solo days or something. But then sometimes it's like it's a little challenging sometimes, because even if you look through a script, all good, dude. Yeah, sometimes when you look through a script, some pages you can tell what'll be easier or what'll be a little lighter in regards to what needs to be done. But then some pages are deceiving. Like on script, the one that I didn't finish yesterday, which sucks because technically yesterday was, yeah, a complete fail because I couldn't even do one page yesterday. It's a lot more doing, you know, research and shit. And trying, like I redrew a panel like twice because I wasn't sure if it was something that I actually liked. So that already sucked. That cuts in. But like some of them on script, you read it and you're like, okay, that should be it's pretty straightforward. There's really not much to it. And then when you actually do it, you're like, what the heck? Why is this one taking up so much time? And it really shouldn't. But it does. Then at that point, what are you gonna do, you know? What you gonna do? You gotta push through. So long as shit gets done, I think it's fine. That's my thing. So long as shit is getting done, that's fine. Because that means it's still a step forward, you know. Because really, there's no step back unless, like, you know, work is lost. Knock on wood. Then that's a step back, because then there's a lot of redoing there. But even then, you know, I've got like saved JPEGs and shit. I'll just have to, you know, make new files, like re-ink stuff, you know, which is still a pain in the ass, because then it will cut into the time that you've allocated for other actual proper tasks. But those things happen sometimes, you know. Okay, that looks pretty decent. We do it at 50 instead. Ooh, not 100, 50. Coffee today. I like the taste of coffee. It's not like flat black. There's milk and honey, but I like the taste of coffee. I don't drink it every day, only when I feel like it. Sometimes it's just hot water. Sometimes it's, I got this Cadbury drinking chocolate, which is very delicious. That one is really good, actually. Like, I don't know if you guys have tasted Cadbury. It's an Australian chocolate, but they've got this drinking chocolate powder, and it's really, really good. I think I'll have breakfast after this. I don't really have lunch anymore. I kind of just have like I have breakfast and then I have dinner. And in between that, I'll have like a biscuit or something. I guess a cookie, that would be. It's chocolate candy. Chocolate's chocolate, I think, in my head anyways. Confection, I mean, they all fit, you know, as a confectionery. But whenever in my head, I'm always like candy usually refers to like Skittles or like a lollipop or something, or like a gummy bear, you know, like a jelly candy. Whereas chocolates. Yeah, it's not super super sugary here, I guess. I don't know, it's just there's a lot of confectionery here usually because we take care of we watch our nephews. That's what you hear sometimes in the background. It's my nephews around just playing or something, yelling mainly, but yeah. So we'll have like confectionery for them when they want some. Otherwise, like, you know, if they weren't here, I wouldn't really buy it on my own. Unless I'm like, I have dinner with a mate and it's like, you know, I feel like a dessert. And it's like, oh, let's just... Then I'll buy like a piece of Toblerone or something. Love Toblerones. Toblerones are the shit. I think I could probably darken this section a bit more. I could probably just darken this whole section here, couldn't I? Now is, what do I eat? All right, the goal, whether or not I'm gonna see, I'm gonna be able to match it to meet the goal, is to finish the page that I was supposed to finish by 1 p.m. at the latest. If I can do that, that's okay, and then begin today's task, what would have been today's task, right after that. Because usually the goal is to get at least 2 pages done a day. At least. And yesterday was a complete failure because I couldn't even get one. But still progress is made. And progress is, you know, progress is progress. So finish that off by 1 p.m., which would be nice. And then begin today's task. What would have been today's task right after that. Then that'll be good. How's this one looking? Okay, that's looking okay, I guess. It's looking okay, I guess. What shall I play in the background? I'll have to look for something. There's plenty of things. I'll have to look for something. I'll probably pop a podcast on or something. What's up, Josh? Yeah, I actually started a half hour ahead of schedule today. I tend to do that these days where I'm starting ahead of schedule. Like rarely I'm on actual schedule now. But it's still, I try to do the daily thing. let's get as much as we can done today. Hopefully we can finish this. I'm 25 minutes in and I've only got this guy to render, so possibly finish this guy. What do I eat? Maybe have a noodle. Dude, I'm with you there. I'm actually, yeah, I was saying earlier, yesterday was kind of just a complete wash of a day. I just did shit. Like, progress is progress, again, that's good. Progress is always good, but not as much progress as I should have. Oh, I've definitely lost. I've eaten up my assigned free days, which is supposed to be like every Sunday is a free day, right? For me. Technically, for this next month, I've already lost 2. For February, I've already lost 2. And February just began. So, I mean, it happens. What are you going to do about it? Do you know? There's a deadline to meet. I've set a schedule for myself, which is, you know, fairly loose. It's because I know what I'm capable of normally. At least when it comes, you know, to inks and colors. Those are the things that I know roughly how long it takes. Pencils are the things that usually screw me over because they tend to take way longer than I anticipate for the most part. And because of that, that's what fucked me yesterday. So yeah, after I finish this warm up, I need to actually complete the page that I should have done yesterday. So garbage. That's garbage completely, because, you know, I assign at least 2 pages a day for myself. Yesterday I couldn't even get 1 done. So I'm like, it's just one of those days. So I'm sitting here, like, I think if I actually count the hours that I was properly focused working and getting shit done, maybe it would have amounted to maybe 4 hours, 3-4 hours max, which is embarrassing because I'm like sitting here for the most part, and it's just my brain didn't want to turn on. And that sucks. It's like, why you fail me? Why you fail me? I trusted you. If I fail, you fail. Doesn't it understand that? Doesn't it understand that? Obviously not. But, you know, it knows when it needs to have a rest. And I'd like for it to tell me. You know, I'm never really in control of that. That's why for the most part, I'm like, you know what? If I'm tired, I'm just going to rest, because I'm kind of useless when I'm just, you know, just sitting there attempting to get a task done. It's probably easier to just take a break then, and then hop back onto it once I actually wake up and feel a little fresh. Sure, if I'm going to be behind, I'm already behind, so it's not like it could be worse, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Why are comics so hard, damn it? Why do I love it so? But why is it so hard? Or more so, it's like, why? Like, I think if I gotta find the groove where I can get things done quicker without losing quality because of the style that I'm doing the piece in. Like this here, this style that I'm doing here is kind of like my regular comic style. It's a little bit more, I'd say it's not as, it is more relaxed with, you know, how I select cuts and cells, but it's essentially the same amount of detail as I would most pieces. It's like, it's multi-level cell shades basically. now. But it is a little, you know, it's, as you see how I'm selecting it, it's definitely more loose. I gotta find a process. It's either I gotta reduce the amount of levels of cells while achieving a look that still looks, you know, that still looks good and I'm happy with. I could go for a more animated direction where it's just 2 cells, you know, 2 level cells, which is great and definitely has a place, but also isn't really accepted in comics. Not really, anyways. So I think the closest thing to that, well, I mean, my random views book and style and approach is, you know, I guess it is less levels of cell shades, but it's also because it's more of a cartoony style. So if I decide to do more of that style cell shading to a more serious line art, say like this. See, I keep saying that, but I keep forgetting. Like, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna line it up like I normally would, a little less cartoony, with a little bit of like characterization. So it does have animated elements. But whenever I get to this color stage, I totally forget. And then once I begin, I kind of have to go through with it. Like, I'm not going to stop halfway and then like, oh, I'm going to switch up the style halfway. It doesn't work that way. But then it's like, I need to remind myself, okay, this one I'm going to tackle in a more animated, like a more minimal, more streamlined cell shade. But I totally blank out and I forget. Yeah, that's why you understand it perfectly. Like, the fact that you can get multiple pages colored a day, fucking respect, man. I wish I can color my pages like 2 a day. Ugh. Without, like, you know, losing quality. And honestly, the thing about that is it's color flats that eat up like half a fucking day. And I'm like, but because I have to get the flats exactly the way it needs, like the only way I can achieve the particular look that I'm going for, and to make things easier for me when I actually start rendering, is to get the flats exactly the way I do. And I can't find a shortcut way to get the flats the way I do unless I do it the way I do, which is just time consuming. I mean, it's fine because I can turn my brain off when I'm doing it. You know, it's not like I'm not thinking, you know, that's kind of an autopilot thing. It's just eating time though. That's the thing. That's mainly it. It's just a pain in the ass though. And I kind of wish sometimes I'm like say yesterday, for example, had I known that I was going to be slow with how I drew the page, had I known early, I would have just decided to do color instead, because I probably would have succeeded in that, you know. And that's why I'm like, you only know after the fact, obviously. It's like it's too late when I find out. Like, it's too late into the day to actually begin colors, when I realize, oh shit, this isn't gonna get done. If there was a way to like know at the start of the day, okay, my brain's not really functioning fully, I'm just gonna color instead, and I could probably just get shit done that way quick. Like, I think it was like 2 days ago where I was like, okay, my brain's not really properly functioning, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ink 2 pages instead of like trying to pencil this 1 page or these 2 pages that I was supposed to do. And it worked out. That day was good because I inked 2 pages, and that's what I give myself. And it was a relaxed day, because inks is fairly relaxing for the most part. Even though if you see what I'm doing, there's just a ton. I can't wait to actually to announce what it is that I'm working on. I don't know how it's going to be received. Hopefully well enough. It's probably something that you wouldn't really expect from me in regards to what I'm drawing. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be received. I don't know if people are going to like it. But that's what's getting done. Okay, let's keep going, because this is just kind of not moving anywhere. I don't know when it's going to be announced. Probably like when I'm more into the 3rd issue, possibly. So maybe March. Maybe March? Yeah, it'll probably be announced March or April. No, it's no hype. I just, it's more so for me, so that I can actually like, so that, you know, if like patrons are asking, or people might be asking. I mean, it's nice that I've got a backlog of artwork already done for, that I can, you know, post daily on like social media and shit like that. Because I feel weird not having anything new. And like, I'm doing these obviously, and technically these are new pieces. These are like probably the most fresh pieces that I have. These warm-up things that I've got. But, and I've got quite a bit of backlog of Patreon pieces. Like, if you're not following on Patreon, then, you know, there's a lot that you haven't seen yet, which is really good, because I actually like some of those pieces for the most part. But I don't know. It's nice to see what I've actually got going. Yeah. I'm working with Jim Zub for that project. That's basically all I think I'm allowed to say. I think he said it already. He tweeted that before. But it's a fun project. Am I going to finish this today? I've only got like 20 minutes left. I'd like to finish this today. You know what? I will stop when I finish this. If I'm a little bit over, then I'm a little bit over. But I want to finish this today, so I can at least start tomorrow fresh with either, you know, a new mysterious being, or I may begin doing some TMNT villains based off of their 1989 toy line version. So, cool beans. Oh, all right. just get this shit done. That's fine. It's fine. What shall I pop in the background today while I get some stuff drawn? I'll need to look up what's on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Disney Plus. Something old that I've seen already would probably help. Something, if it's an anime, maybe dubbed. So at least I can listen to it and not have to read. Because that will cut time. Alright, that's fine. It's a bit chunky, but whatever. What will I eat today, actually? Yeah, okay. Friday, I'm gonna order pizza. I could do it today. I don't know. Alright, I've got 20 minutes left. Let's make these 20 minutes good. What the? Oh, bugger. That's good. Okay. Beep 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 beep. Yeah, fair effect is kind of blah, but whatever. Whatever, I'm already here, so, you know. I freaking A. But see what I mean by, like, it's a little more loose. I'm just kind of just doing friggin' shapes and shit. It's a little bit more chunkier, I guess. Oh shit. Okay, one more section to color. Yes, the gold. Oh wait, why is there two different golds? Okay, it was to split it up. Cool. What do I want to do? Oh, that's good. I think, oh, fuck. With like fire and shit, effects are the fun part. But also, see, like in comics, at least for me, while I can use effects to, I guess, cover up, not really cover up because it's part of the piece, but avoid having to render aspects of the character because the effects are above. See, what's been happening, right, is I will draw the full figure, right, the full body. Then I will fully render it, and then I apply the effects on top, and I do the effects, and then once I do the effects are actually covering up like I'd say upwards of 50% of the actual character. And then I'm like, so did I just like render a section which is not even going to be seen? And that's on me. That's my fault. Like, I essentially just wasted time rendering a whole section the same equally amount of detail as everything else that's seen, yet it's covered up, completely covered up by effects. So I'm like, okay, I need to stop doing that because that's me doing more work than I have to, than I really should. So what I've been doing recently anyways, at least from that point on, and it's to think, it took me this many freaking years to just, I knew this already, but I've just not been applying it. But now I'm like, okay, time is, you know, actually pretty sensitive, so let's actually start applying this shit. So what I've been doing now is in the pencil stages, I will actually block in where the effects are going. And normally this is what comic artists do, you know, like ones who are only tackling their actual their assigned tasks, like pencilers, inkers, you know, those are assigned tasks. Normally a penciler would actually draw in where all of the effects are going, right? And then an inker would ink in where those effects are too, because they have to ink the effects. And then the colorist would, you know, the color artist would actually properly flesh out those effects, render it out, would, you know, add glows, obviously apply color. But because I'm doing all those things, what I'm realizing now, and obviously to cut time, is I will pencil in the effects loosely, of course, just to show placement, you know, where it's going to be. When I go to ink stage, I will just ink the areas that will be seen, which makes sense. You know, I won't apply details underneath, like beneath the effects, where the effects should be. And when I render it, when I go into colors, I don't have to go, you know, super ham on the areas that will be blocked in. Because when I go to colors, what I'll do first now is I'll lay out the flats, obviously. Just, you know, I'm blocking in where the you know, the actual figures are. And then I'll actually start rendering the effects. I will actually do the effects then and there. Because that helps me. That actually helps me when I'm coloring everything else. Lighting, specifically. I'll know, you know, where the lights will actually hit. I know how much of an actual, how much of the character is being seen. And that way I don't have to apply more detail in cell shades of that section than I've been doing, you know, to begin with. And it's been helping out. And it's like, I'm doing it now and I'm just like, why didn't I like think about this sooner? Why do I always have to do more work? Why have I always been doing more work than I need to? But, you know, slow learner, I guess. Very slow learner, fortunately. God damn it, I'm bugging. Yeah, Chamber's the best. He's the best. I'd love to see him in a movie. Sometimes I need to just slow down in a way, like slow my brain down and think about what it is I'm doing as opposed to just diving right into it. Because if I think about it at the start, I think I can think about ways to getting around it. Like the page that I didn't finish last night, there will be a handful of effects. So in those areas that will have effects, I don't have to draw as much detail in the sections behind it. There'll be a lot of smoke and a lot of dust in this one specifically because of what's going on, the chaos that's going on. So I don't need to draw a lot of the backgrounds, I think, anyways. I'll draw rubble, I'll draw like the buildings, I'll draw some cars toppled over, but not as much as, you know, it needs to. So we'll see. Again, the goal is to get that page done by 1 latest. I'd like to stick to that. That would be such a nice thing. Such a just deleting. What the? Why do I do that? Will I have breakfast today? I don't know. Just play music in the background instead of having some visual thing going on. I hate how sometimes like picking something to have in the background, it can take so much time. Okay, I guess that's fine if I just do that. Okay. Oh, I'm on the wrong bloody brush. What? Oh, it's weird. It's weird. It's very weird. Okie doke. Okie dokie. Nice. What's behind there? So I can minus that. I can minus that. I can minus that. Maybe that there. Maybe this one too. Let's do that one also. Yeah, it's fine. Who cares? Ugh. Okay, this looks like it works out a little bit. Progress, dude. Sometimes it's slow. Sometimes not. In this case, it's kind of a bit of both, you know. Like steel is funny because you can bluff a lot of it. It's not all exact or precise. Yeah, this one is moving a little bit. Alright, let's just do one more section and then I'll be done. Because I'm already a little over by like 3 minutes. But that's fine, who cares, right? Okay, that's too dark. I could probably apply like 50 is not good enough. Okay, that works out a bit better. Smoke. Let's give you something to bit of blur. How about that? Just a bit. Not too much. So, I'm going to be ending the stream once I finish this, which is almost done. I started earlier than normal, so I'm going to be ending it soon. Did I do that right? Yeah, I did it right. There you go, it's fine. That's fine. I knew exactly who you're referring to. It's pretty good. Let's Oh, Rumble's today. Okay, right on. I take it you're gonna go watch that. I kind of don't know what's going on, so I'll probably peep highlights after the fact. Let's tag it and then finish this shit. Where should I tag it? Oh, look at that, these little details which I did for no fucking reason. Alright, let's tag it here. Who cares? Let's tag it. Where the fuck do I tag it? Yes, tag it there. Screw it. Pop, pop. Ooh, okay. Okay, it's done. Thanks for joining. I will be back tomorrow with another one. I will start a new one, I think. Have a good day. I'll be seeing you.